Thank you for holding. My name is Jay. I'm an account manager here at Synchrony Bank. Real quick, can you just confirm your name for me? All right, thank you for that. And then I understand there was a question on the dispute.
Yeah. So what happened is filed the dispute almost 2 months ago, and was told that it's going to take up to 2 months, and received a letter of questionnaire that just wanted more information. Filled that out, sent that over, or actually faxed that over. Called to speak to an account manager last week to make sure that they received it. And then upon receipt, they confirmed they received it. And I asked the question. I said, well, I'm sending you this so late in the game. I said, 2 months is going to expire on the 20th of July. Since the fact that I received this letter, so late in the game, is that going to impact the resolution date? The account manager said, no, it's not. And then I also said, I'm familiar with sort of disputes, unfortunately, because I had numerous other trips I planned overseas with other credit cards, like including Amex and FMBO. And I sort of talked to them about their process, and I said, one time in one instance, I had the merchant never responded back. And so what the issuer did is they just issued a temporary credit, gave them an additional 30 days, and they never responded back to that, and they basically made that a permanent credit. And I asked if Synchrony, what's sort of their policy, and I was told by an account manager essentially the same thing, that as when the 60-day expires, as a temporary credit is issued, this is assuming that the merchant has not responded to the inquiry. And then the merchant is given, I believe, an additional 30 days to respond to this inquiry, right? To challenge this chargeback. And in the event that's not, that's also permanent. So I just called today because what happened was on one of my correspondences with Synchrony, through my messages, one of my early messages was on June 14th, where I sent them over to the Department of Transportation memo that mandated air carriers to issue refunds. And they said they would get back to me in 30 days. Basically it says, we have completed our review of your account. When we have completed a review of the account, we will send you a written response. This is in response to my inquiry. Please be aware that our review and the resolution process may take up to 30 days. This looks like it's an automated response, right? 30 days have passed. I have not heard any updates. So I called, just to say that, hey, 30 days has passed. I mean, if I can get any form of an update on what's going on. And then I was told by the representative that since there's an overwhelming amount of disputes being filed due to COVID, that it may take longer than 60 days. So when I heard that, I said, well, actually, I was told by an account manager last week that that was not the case, that I would have a resolution at 60 days, right? Even in the event that the merchant has not responded, right? So now I'm wondering, what's going to happen come July 21st, which I believe is the date I filed, if I'm not mistaken. Because I've corresponded with, unfortunately, I'll be rather clear. The communication process just is not where it needs to be. With other credit card issuing companies, there's a form of communication between the dispute team and the client, whether it's through email or through phone. Here, for some reason, and I've tried my best to communicate, and I was told numerous times, and I bring this question again, right? They said, our dispute team does not communicate with clients. If they do, it's through that letter or through the messaging center. However, I sent numerous messages. I haven't heard back. I've received letters, but the letters are only like when they need something, right? Or here, fill out this questionnaire. In order for this process to go more smooth, I would imagine a periodical communication would be a good thing. Do you see what I'm saying? Smooth on both ends, right? Because on my end, I'm more concerned. I'm like, hey, the last thing I want is, let's say, come July 20th, I get a letter saying, oh, we do not acknowledge your dispute, or we need some more time, or you see what I'm saying? I sort of want to be involved in this, to help you out. Because on this issue, this is not my first air carrier complaint or dispute with a credit card company. It's my first one with Synchrony, but it's not my first one, right? So I'll just give you an example. I had another pair of tickets to go to a different international destination with Qatar Airways, right? And I filed a dispute with them, and they were also, they were not being compliant. The airline company wasn't, and the credit card company was telling me we're not being compliant. So then I forwarded them the Department of Transportation memo that mandated them to be compliant, and interestingly enough, it got resolved in like 2 weeks, right? Now, this was back in April where the credit card company had no idea that there was a mandate that was issued by the DOT, right? I'm sure now, I think Synchrony, the disputes team probably has heard of these pair of memos that went out. But still, do you see what I'm saying? Like, I can sort of, given the fact that I've unfortunately had to deal with this numerous times, at least 3-4 times, I mean, I can cooperate. That's what I'm trying to basically tell you.
Right.
Yeah, so the question is should I be worried that come July 21st, I might not have an answer?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, so I would, on a technical standpoint, I would agree with the previous rep that there are situations in which dispute can take longer than 60 days. Right? If it's complicated and it's messy, sometimes they can go over that time. I do not believe this is one of those situations.
Okay.
So it looks like it's on day 54 right now. So yeah, within the next week, I would absolutely believe that you should be finished up.
Can you
and, you should be hearing from.
Can you see if there's been any correspondence with the merchant, Aeroflot Airlines, or have they responded back to the inquiry from Synchrony? Do you see what I'm saying, or no?
Let me see.
Because in a lot of these cases, for some reason, they do not respond. I mean, so another instance was with a cruise line. So I had a cruise line. We're going to go on a European cruise with Costa Cruises. It's an Italian company, but they're stationed in Florida. Like, took them 2 months. Like, the credit card issuing company took 2 months. They did not, like, they were not responding. They kept doing the, like, numerous attempts to communicate with them, saying, hey, we're going to take this money out of your account. We're going to credit the client. No respond whatsoever.
So it looks like the only thing we have on the account is any items you've sent in. Anything you've given us.
Because I also attached a letter. It was a questionnaire. I also attached a 1-page letter to better communicate what is going on.
Right. Now, that's not to say 100% that no, we haven't received anything, but I don't see any document attached to your account from the merchant.
I see. So let me ask you just sort of.
I would say we probably don't.
So let me ask you something, and I hate to deal in hypotheticals, but let's say this time next week I have not heard anything from Synchrony, right? And it's been, well, let's say it's up to 22nd, right? What should I do? So let's say I haven't heard back, whether it's a yes or no or an extension, nothing, where I've like not got no information. Should I call back? Because from my understanding, and confirm this if I'm correct, there's no direct communication that I can have with the dispute team.
Correct.
Yeah. So assuming there's no resolution reached or an extension reached, assuming there's no updates between now and the 22nd, what do? Do I just call back?
Yeah, so I would call back and get a manager such as myself on the line. And because if there's some sort of escalation that needs to be done,
I see.
To see why you've not reached, why you've not been contacted, or very possibly we can see what the outcome is and you've just not received the communication yet.
I see.
You know what I mean? Because like once they close it, we can see the outcome, even if you've not gotten a letter or an email or a phone call or whatever the case is.
I see.
Right, I can see what
okay.
What the decision was.
I see. Okay, makes sense. Awesome. All right. Yeah, I guess that's it then. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome, sir. Thanks so much for calling. You have a great day.
For sure. You too. Bye-bye now.